Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Very good evening. Welcome to Health Matters, our new show for 2019, our first for the year, alhamdulillah. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. A new, better, healthier you for this 2019. We know how everyone starts with some goal or resolution for the new year. I'm going to exercise, I'm going to drink more water, I'm going to do things better, I'm going to read more, all those and. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today with expert life coach and fitness expert, fitness expert, Mohammed Kasim, better known as Mo from Motivation. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Health Matters once again.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much for having me again.
It's a pleasure. So you're quite well known on screen for helping people out, get them motivated, and that's what you're all about. Tell us a bit about yourself for those that don't know.
So I got into the fitness industry about 19 years ago. I think next month is 19 years exactly.
Sure.
And I haven't looked back since. From the first time I walked into the gym, I was addicted to it. But it was a journey that I went through where it was about the body first, and then I understood nutrition. From nutrition, I understood sleep, and then from sleep, I understood the mindset, and then how it all interlinked with each other, and how important each one was with each other. So through the years, it took me a long time to actually understand it. So what I'm trying to do now is explain this to everybody so they don't have to go through this long process, that they understand it now, and then they are able to implement it in their life in every single day of their life.
So you mean when you're getting into exercise, you immediately know it's not just about the body, it's about the mind, the soul, and the body, and the eating, and.
It's about having everything in alignment with each other. You cannot just do one thing and expect it to work. Everything has to be working in accordance with the next.
So what is your opinion on goals and New Year's resolutions and starting off afresh? Is it quite common that people are going to be visiting your gym and coming to you for advice for the new year? Do they start off with this sort of idea?
What I've realized over the years is that come the new year or come a birthday or after Ramadan in most of our cases, it's sort of a good way to motivate yourself to start something. But what happens is a lot of people fall off the bandwagon because they don't understand that in the fitness industry, in the fitness game itself, it's a matter of consistency and patience. It's not something that can happen instantly. So with a New Year's resolution, within 2 weeks of it, people are giving up because I haven't seen what I wanted. I haven't lost the 10 kilos that I need to lose. It's not going to happen that easy. And that's the mindset you need to go with in the first place. So it's not just a New Year's resolution. I am making a commitment for life from now on. And that's the way that we need to start looking at it. Because with resolutions, it happens, and once the motivation kind of fades out, you forget about it. So what we want to try and do is make a commitment to ourselves for the rest of our lives.
Okay, so now it's an actual goal then.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you make a goal, what do you do in this mindset for the new year, for the new you, happy, healthier,
So
better?
with goals, we always have the big goal in mind and the end goal in mind. So whether it's weight loss or gaining muscle or whatever it is that you want, you have that end goal in mind. But within that, you need to start setting small targets for yourself. So to reach the big goal is going to take time. Might take a year, might take 2 years, might take 19 years. But you need to set small goals, weekly goals, daily goals. For today, I'm not going to have any sugar at all. I've accomplished it today. Wow, let me try it for another 2 more days. And then you set those small goals, and every time we do little things, the big things take care of themselves.
Okay, so it's not really just that tiny goal that you think it might not necessarily work out at the end of the day, because not having sugar is a big thing. But when you do it a few times, it's true. You know, if you do it a few times, it's actually going to have an impact on you.
Yes, it is.
So where do you start? Do you start with your diet? What are the first steps? As you said, set a goal. One a week, and try and one a day, in fact.
One a day.
Yeah, and try and get that right. Don't build a mountain before you haven't even started picking up pebbles. So what is your advice? Where do you start first from beyond your goal? Is it physical? Is it diet? What is it?
So with my experience, the first place that you need to start is with your mind. Before you get to the gym, you need to believe that you're going to get to that end goal. You need to believe that all these small goals that you're going to go through is going to take you to where you want to go to. So you need to make yourself understand that no matter what comes in your way and what obstacles come in your way, you're going to break through that. You're stronger than that. None of us were born with a muscle that just puts junk food in our mouth. It comes from our mind. Our cravings come from our mind, and we need to block it out from our mind completely. And we need to understand understand that everything that we're craving and all the junk that we want to eat, our bodies don't need it. It's our mind that is telling us our bodies need it. Okay. So we first need to win our mind over. Understand that there's consistency and patience that's needed. Understand that there's willpower that's needed, and all of that stems from the mind. Once the mind is in order, we can then look at our diet and say, okay, I can actually do this now. And when it comes to diet also, what I would prefer people doing is, if you cannot sustain it for the rest of your life, don't do that diet. Okay. So I'm against diets that make you lick an apple on the first day, chew it on the second day, and swallow it on the third day. I prefer if you're eating whole foods throughout the day, every single day, but the correct foods, of course. And then with the training, that's the fun part. That really is the fun part of this, with the endorphins,
blood, sweat, and tears.
With the endorphins releasing, and that you feel so good after a training session. Okay. So if you can get it in line in that order, it's easy.
Mindset, get your mindset. Do you often have to push yourself, emotionally, mind, body, and soul to do it? Do some people need a partner?
Depends on the person that is doing it. Okay. So there are some type of people who really need someone to push them, but there will come a point that they'll be so into it that they won't need anyone to push them anymore, and they'll be so motivated that they won't need that person next to them to tell them, don't eat this, don't do that, and you can do this and you can't do that. Because what happens is, if you are surrounded with a person like that is pushing you, it will eventually rub off on you, and you will become like that person. Okay. And then you will be able to inspire people further. And that is basically what motivation is about. My brand is about taking someone in, inspiring them and showing them their capabilities, and then letting them go out there and inspire as many people as possible.
Okay. And ultimately, when you walk down the road or you come to a family function and somebody's lost weight, everybody comes in like, what did you do?
Yeah. What's the secret? What's the secret behind it? And the truth is, it's just consistency and patience. It really is that.
So let's start with the mindset. We understand, maybe we can put exercise and mind together and understand what this exercise really does for your mind.
So with exercise, what it does is it releases endorphins in your body, and endorphins make you feel good. It's something that we're all searching for, that eternal happiness that we can't find. But endorphins actually give you that happiness that you are looking for. So if you can get the exercise going and the endorphins being released, you're feeling good. So you're not feeling down about yourself, you're not feeling upset. You can go to a gym, and before you start the workout, you can be down and upset. Yeah. And when you're done with the workout, you feel amazing. And you want to know why, but that's the chemical release in your brain. So when you use that endorphins to make yourself believe that, you know what, I am actually better than what I thought I was. I am capable of doing things that I never thought I could do. And the beauty about the gym is you can only get stronger. Yeah. Your body can't get weaker going to the gym unless you're doing something wrong and injuring yourself. But you can only get stronger as you go along. So your mind becomes stronger, your body becomes stronger, and the two combined together, it works in harmony. You are literally telling your body what to do with your mind, and then your body is responding to it the way you need it to respond.
So because you're exercising, it is set pushing up something happening, some positivity sparking up in your brain. It pushes you for a good mindset to do it again, to keep going. Is there a difference between going to a gym and exercising outdoors with nature and all of that? Is there a difference? Does it help?
There's no difference. Everyone has their own favorite thing that they want to do. I'm the type of person who prefers to go to the gym to do my training. However, every Sunday you'll find me in the mountains hiking.
Oh, there we go.
So it's a bit of both, but it just depends what you want to do. So if you want to go out for a run and that makes you feel good, go out for a run and do it. If you want to go to the gym and lift weights and that makes you feel good, do it. Everyone has their own preference. I'm not saying this type of training is better than that type of training. What you find works for you, that releases the most endorphins in your body, that makes you feel good, do it. With exercise, there's so many different types of exercises that we can do to make us feel good. So find the one that works for you, one that you know you can sustain for a long period of time without getting bored of it, and without it feeling monotonous, and without it feeling like a chore. You know, with your gymming, it needs to be like breathing. It just happens.
Breathing, that's another question. When you're gymming and breathing. So we're going to get into the nitty-gritties of gymming and medical side, and is it good for you, what to do, and and of course we are inviting you to call us in studio, and we have the fitness expert, life coach, and founder of Motivation in studio, Mohammed Kasim. So exercise, I know with that, it's not something that you just go out and you can do. You have to also sometimes have help from the experts. What happens in the case where you are just going out and you're doing it, you're not feeling it. You diet, you're kind of dieting, you're following this, you sometimes even not sleeping properly. What happens with the struggles of somebody that goes out and is actually struggling to get it going?
So in today's day and age, they say, show me your 5 best friends and I'll tell you all about yourself.
Okay.
In today's day and age with YouTube and Instagram, we can choose to hang around with whoever we want to hang around with. So you have the motivation at your fingertips to be able to put on a fitness guru on YouTube, watch a video, get motivated, and go out there and do it.
And there's apps.
And there's apps that will push you. There's apps that will measure your calorie intakes. There's apps that will show you what exercises to do, to show you where you were and where you are now. Technology is taking over. And let's use that to our advantage. We have the power in our pocket, so why not use it?
Absolutely. So you're saying use the technology. Don't go and pull your neighbor or your brother or your sister out. Actually, in your house, do it. And gym memberships is not necessarily a necessity, but just to get yourself going, use the technology.
Exactly. Use the technology and find the motivation there.
So there's no excuse for a struggle.
No excuse whatsoever.
Let's talk about diet quickly. We have to go for a break, but just quickly, for those that are thinking about diet, and you've mentioned it's not about this following this eating plan. It's about just starting each day at a time. But if you are wanting to go for an eating plan, what are the first choices you need to think of?
You just need to look for a balanced diet, something that gives you a bit of everything in it so that your body can function. Our body is not necessarily allergic to specific carbohydrates and to fats. Our body needs a balance of everything. So just find something you can sustain for a long period of time, and I promise you your body will adapt to it.
And we're going to start where you just stopped there: carbohydrates, diet, exercise, a new and better, healthier you for 2019 is what we're talking about. We'll be back just after this. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. This is Health Matters. Don't forget to call in as we have fitness expert, life coach and founder of Motivation, Mohammed Kasim, as he's better known as Mo, in studio with us. Shukr so much for him affording us his time and his expert. Don't forget to call in for any sort of fitness advice, exercise, diet as well. He's here in studio to help you and guide you, and if he's not able to, he'll direct you to the necessary. So Mo, looking at the diet, I want to go back to that. You've mentioned carbohydrates, choosing the correct eating plan. What I'm gonna eliminate from my diet today. It's gonna be sugar. I'm gonna try that. So when you say sugar, you have to look at everything. You have to look at your refined carbohydrates. Is there sugar in there? Is there something in this energy bar? Is there? We need to get used to reading labels. Are we reading our labels? Do we know how much is in there? So guide us through sort of where we are starting with regards to eating plan. What are good carbohydrates? Where should we be looking? What should we be doing?
So with good carbohydrates, we want to go with the natural stuff, not the refined stuff. So sugar is a carbohydrate itself, and this is where the whole misconception that carbohydrates are bad for you comes from. So if we're going to be having good carbohydrates like your brown rice, your sweet potatoes, your whole wheat pastas, those are good carbohydrates that are going to give you sustained energy for a long period of time. And that's what we're looking for. We don't want the carbohydrate that just spikes our energy level up and then makes us feel like we want to sleep within the next 10 or 15 minutes after having that. And this is where the problem comes with things like sugar or sugary products that spike our energy level up and then drop us right down, because that's not the type of energy that we are looking for. We want that sustained energy throughout the day, and those type of carbohydrates are the fuel for the body, which allow us to do what we need to do with the energy that we need to do it.
Okay, so we are on the road, literally running from, as a mom, myself, soccer mom, back and forth to school, madrasa, extramural, what have you. You quickly grabbing things, sometimes through the drive-throughs as well. So guilty as charged. What are the good choices? You've mentioned brown rice. What do we need to keep in our fridges, ready packed, so that if we do get hungry, if we need to just keep us going, what do we fuel our bodies with?
You need to keep it simple.
Okay.
And simple meaning those carbohydrates that I told you. Those are things that you can prepare the night before and have it packed in Tupperwares for the next day. So basically, fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
There we go.
So you have to prepare your food. Prep
Okay.
your food the night before.
Okay.
So you know you have 6 meals for the next day. Packed away nicely. No matter where you're going, you don't have to grab any specific thing from the fridge. You're grabbing that Tupperware from the fridge with your meal in it that gives you the right nutrients. Our biggest mistake is that we eat for taste.
Yes.
And we don't eat for function. We were taught by Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam to eat for function. There's a hadith that goes something to the effect of, if you need to, our body doesn't need.
I'm going to let you hold on to that hadith just for a minute. We've got a caller online. We do not want to lose them. Assalamu alaikum. Very good evening. This is Health Matters. We have fitness expert in studio. What is your question? Who am I speaking to first?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Who am I speaking to?
I'm speaking to Sarah, speaking from Berryfield Road, our boss. I've got a problem for sleepless night. I don't sleep at all.
Okay.
I am diabetic. I'm taking Kimplin.
Okay.
And I'm taking PEX and quite a few ones, but there's no sleep at all.
Do you have a question for our caller, Mohammed?
I'd like to know what can. And I'm also diabetic. My diabetic is well controlled.
Okay.
Mashallah, well controlled. But the point is that
you're still struggling to sleep
at all.
Okay.
Not even during the day.
Well, we were still going to touch on that.
No,
but let's just deal with this.
Do you do any exercise at all? Do you get your heart rate up?
I do a lot of exercise. I drink a lot of water, and I don't eat meat. I don't eat chicken. I'm shukr alhamdulillah. I'm just fruit and veg. And very light meal.
Okay, and in terms of exercise times, what time do you do your exercise? Is it in the morning? Is it in the evening?
No, most of the time I'm walking in the road. Most of the time I also do exercise at home myself. And I'm shukr alhamdulillah, I'm only 40 kg, although I'm 72 years old.
Wow. Oh, mashallah.
I keep myself fit.
Mashallah, that's
the
wonderful.
point is that I don't get hungry. I just don't know why. I don't have the appetite.
Oh.
Right, okay, the thing with the appetite is probably you are drinking a lot of water, which is excellent, so you don't need to eat a lot, so your body doesn't need that food to function, because clearly, Shukr, you've done really well, you are healthy, you sound very energetic, and of course you have too much energy, that's why you can't sleep at night as well. What I would suggest you do is try and wake up a bit earlier and do your exercise as early as possible in the morning.
Oh, my exercise, sometimes whole day. When I even get up, I do exercise at home myself.
Okay. Shukran so much for your call. Would you like to listen on the TV? We appreciate it.
Excuse me, what can I eat so I can pick up some weight?
Okay.
You can eat your carbohydrates. Try and eat them with every single meal. So if you can have a small piece of sweet potato with every single meal, that will definitely help you.
I eat all that.
That usually, so what you need to do is just increase the portion size that you're eating. I know you say you're finding it.
Digestion problem.
So what you're saying is that you're finding it very difficult to eat the food. So if you can eat your greens with the food, your broccolis, your asparagus with every single meal, it will help you with the digestive part of it. And then the carbohydrates will then fuel your body to allow your muscle. What happens is with age, as we go along, our body eats up our muscle. And this is where you're finding it difficult to put on weight. So what we need to do is try and fuel your body to be able to use the food to fuel you and not your muscle to fuel you.
Okay. Inshallah, all the best.
Pleasure.
Jazakallah to you too. All the best.
Allah bless you.
Ameen.
Allah reward you.
And good health.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
Wa alaikum salam. Good health, and that sounds like we have an energetic 72-year-old, mashallah.
Unbelievable.
Brilliant stuff, and still doing 72 years old, still doing exercise.
If you eat healthy, then that's the kind of energy that you get, and that's what we're looking for.
And unfortunately, she is with a chronic condition, diabetes.
But looking after it so well.
Well, alhamdulillah.
Unbelievable.
So may Allah give you a peaceful sleep and good sleep
and
with
complete shifa as well, inshallah.
Ameen, inshallah. So okay, so quickly, you mentioned about the hadith that the Prophet
so it says that our bodies don't need food to function.
Yeah.
But if we need water more than food, because we can't survive without water. But if we do need food, then have a third food, a third water, and a third air. And we just don't live with that anymore. We stuff ourselves till we feel it in our throat and we cannot put any more. And then we want to know why we're lethargic,
Yes.
why we can't wake up in the morning,
Yes.
why when we open our eyes, it feels like there's stones in our eyes in the morning. And that's because of we eating, first of all, too much. And secondly, all the wrong things. So if you go into the Sunnat way of eating, if you look
Absolutely.
at the good carbohydrates that were there, or khajur being the good fruit that we need to eat with the right sugars, the healthy sugars
Natural.
in it, the natural sugars in it, the little pieces of chicken, and not too much of red meat, but every now and then have the red meat. And if you look
Absolutely.
at this way of eating, it's a really sustainable way of eating, and it will give you so much of energy. It will make you feel so good. You know, we all know our time will come at some point.
Yes, yes.
And we don't know when that point
But
is.
while we are here, let's make the most of
And
it.
if you're living until you're 80 and 90 years old, you want to be as
Inshallah.
healthy as possible until then. So let's
we
look
got
after
a
it.
call. We got a call. Assalamu alaikum. This is Health Matters. We have fitness expert in studio with us. What is your question, sir? Okay, so it sounds like your television is on. Please turn down the volume of your TV. Otherwise, you're going to hear the TV and you're not going to hear me on your phone. You have a question. This is Health Matters. Assalamu alaikum. Hello? I can hear the call is there. He is there. Where are you calling us from, sir? Okay, so it seems like there's a problem with the caller. We're going to come back on diet, and this seems like you cannot say enough with regards to eating, because it does also start there.
Yes.
You cannot have exercise, but if you're eating properly, hey, you can start losing weight.
You can actually start.
We need to
losing
take a
weight.
break. We'll come back with more with fitness and life coach Mo from Motivation in studio with us. Remember, we are taking your calls, and turn down that volume. Back in a moment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Very good evening and welcome back to Health Matters. I'm Khawa Solomon. With me is Mohammed Kasim, founder of Motivation, better known as Mo, and he's our fitness expert in studio. Remember, it's a new Better You. It's 2019. I know we don't usually go on the Gregorian calendar, and there's lots to celebrate with regards to the Islamic calendar, but there's so much new things happening for a new year, new school, new year for the job, whatever is happening in your life. It is sort of getting you to a point where you want to start something afresh. So fitness, healthy eating, drinking water, reciting more, making extra nafil salahs, whatever it is, you want to set sort of goals as we did at the beginning. So we were talking about eating and how, inshallah, that we'll start eating properly. Remember, we are taking your calls on the line, on the number available. Please remember that if you're calling us, turn down the volume of your television so that you can hear us. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to hear you and help you out with the question. Call that number on the screen now. So, Fitness Expert will answer your question, but we quickly still want to conclude our diet. So, diet, you spoke about, inshallah, that we are practicing the life of the Prophet. Let's read up about his seerah, his life, and the way he ate.
Exactly.
A third for food, third for drinking, and a third for air. Don't let it feel like you're sitting up here. Okay, so there are various diets and sort of advice that we are going, like you said, the internet's available. If you want to motivate, there's that for you. But there is a green and red diet, thanks to our question of Dr. Yaqub, green and red diet that people are going for. What is it? What's your take on it? And what is it?
So the green and red diet is a vegetarian diet.
Okay.
It's now eliminating meat out of your life completely if you want to go down the full veg way. What greens will be is your main meal. So that would include all green color vegetables which have very similar properties in them. And what reds would be is your dessert, which is your fruits or your red vegetables that give you that property. So you'd have a green for your main meal, and then you'd have the red for your dessert. And that's basically the red and green diet, going down the vegetarian way, but making it yummy for you, because fruits are really yummy, and then your greens are. However, personally, I'm a meat lover, and I'm not sure if that would work for me. But like I said, you got to find what works for you and stick with that.
Because I was just going to ask you, how do you make it yummy? I'm sure the vegetarians will tell you, and there's lots of recipes online. Okay, well, let's not go into that.
I'm sure there is.
Okay.
And,
but if that is your choice,
exactly.
red is for fruits.
Red's your desserts,
and greens.
and then greens are your main course. Greens, again, everything that's green, all vegetables that are green.
Okay.
Your broccolis, asparagus, spinach, those type of veggies. And then your reds would be having strawberries, all your berries, and that would be fall into the red category. Or if you want an apple or going down that way.
And what is your take on it? Has it worked? Do you think it works?
It will definitely work.
Okay.
If you are not a meat lover. The only issue with that would be your protein intake, and then I'd say go down the way of lentils and beans if you want to go down that way. But you need to get proteins in your body. Remember, your muscles function on protein. Your body sees your muscle as an enemy.
Okay.
Not your fat as an enemy, because your organs need nutrients and your muscles need nutrients.
Okay.
And when the organs aren't getting enough nutrients, the body pulls away from the muscle to feed the organs, but it doesn't touch the fat.
Do we need good fats in our diets?
Yes, definitely. We need good fats because that's going to lubricate our joints. That's going to keep our bones from aching. We need a balanced diet of what I would say 40% carbohydrates, 40% proteins, and 20% good fats.
Okay.
And that is what you would call a complete diet. So about 20 years ago, fat was the enemy and everything was no fat, and this has low fat and let's eat with no fat. And now carbs are the enemy, and 20 years from now, maybe they're going to make protein the enemy. Who knows? It's just been the way of the world in terms of marketing.
Trend and
in terms of marketing and in terms of what they want everyone to believe. I just believe that just keep it very simple, keep a balanced diet, and the simpler your diet is, the simpler your training program is, the easier your body responds to it.
So how do you get everybody involved in it? Because often you make the change and it's so hard for you to adapt when everybody's eating something different. So talk to us about the family making the change.
What you do, again, like I said, if you hang around with someone long enough, you become like them. So what you need to do is you start with yourself first. Find yourself, find the person you are inside, find what inspires you, and then use that to motivate yourself. If you are not motivated, how do you motivate those around you? It's impossible. So find it within yourself, motivate yourself first, make the change within yourself first, let everyone see the change happening without you preaching about it, and then slowly people will say, wait, listen, he's losing weight, his body's starting to look good, the skin is looking good, his energy levels are up, something's good about this. And then they within themselves will want to make the change. And then when they start making the change, then you come together and then everyone can motivate each other.
Okay, so I've heard about people going on a diet without even beginning to exercise and they've lost 10 kilos already. What's happening there?
Very possible, because you were eating so much of junk food that your body was just storing fat. So you start the diet and your body responds and it starts saying, you know what, actually I'm getting good food and I don't need these fats, and it starts getting rid of all of that, and you will lose the weight because you're not packing on more fat into your body.
So good foods. Let's move on to water. How important is water? Because we mentioned that is the third that needs to come and take place. So food.
Basically,
so let's talk about the water.
We can survive without food for 2 weeks. The human body can survive without food for 2 weeks. Tell me if you can
survive. Tell that to everybody else.
Tell me if you can survive without water for 2 days.
No.
That's how important water is. There is nothing more important to us than water. Drink as much of it as you can. It's the transport system. It's the life within us. It flows from the veins of earth into our veins. That's how important water is.
Okay. So those that don't like water, what can they do?
Imagine it's Coke and drink water. Listen, when we drink cold drinks and we get this mucus build up in our throat, everyone gets it. It's the body's defense mechanism against sugar, and you still have to drink water to quench your thirst.
Absolutely.
So why must you do that? Why must you drink the Coke and then still drink the water and then feel full like you cannot even get up anymore? Drink water. It really is an unbelievable rahmah from Allah.
Alhamdulillah, enough cannot be said about water. But interesting enough, people will say, no, but Coke quenches my thirst. They cannot drink water. But when they go on the soccer field, they said, no, I have to have water. That's the only time I drink water.
Exactly. That is how important. And just by the way, we've got a hike for charity for water this weekend. If you go to my Instagram page, you'll see it. It's with Islamic Relief. We do have this hike for charity. So there are a few tickets still available if anyone wants to join us.
What is your page?
It's Motivation SA. It's MOETIVATION SA.
Great stuff. So they can also get it on our link. If you are interested, we'll put that on ITV's page. But just quickly, let's move on to physical exercise, and then we'll inshallah move on to diet, because I know once you're physically good and you know moving your body, you'll have a good sleep. So physically, if there are people that are have an active exercise but they don't know the limits, what is your advice to that?
My advice is every training session that you have should only be at around 70%. You should never go at 100% all the time, because your body cannot handle it. So what happens is, if you go in and you kill yourself every single day, you'll end up training 3, maybe 4 days a week. Okay, so let's call it 3 days a week. You're training 150 sessions a year. But if you go at 70% and you can train 6 times a week, you're ending up doing about 300 sessions a year. You've trained double of what someone else could do. And in between there, throw a few 100% sessions in just to test yourself and to see your limits. But longevity is what we are looking for. Unless you're a professional athlete, longevity is what we're looking for. We want to sustain the training for the rest of our life. So you don't want to burn out now and injure yourself by killing yourself in every single gym session. Go in there, enjoy it, have a good gym session, walk out, start eating your food properly, sleep correctly, and your body will take care of the rest.
Okay, so for those that have underlying conditions such as chronic diabetes or heart attack, hypertension, I've heard of a case of a gentleman that started running, in fact, and he didn't know he had an underlying heart condition, or it was in the family, and he was doing it for years, and all of a sudden he got up and did this run. He did a race that morning, in fact. He got home, rested a bit, and he had a heart attack, a severe heart attack, and died.
So he was probably not feeling too well. And he didn't listen to his body, and he pushed himself. Of course, I mean, your time is your time, but when your body tries to tell you that you're not feeling good, stop. It's just your body's way of saying, I just need a bit of a break. I'm going to recover in a day or two, and then you can go back and do what you need to do. So listen to your body. Those small aches and pains that you feel, that's your body's way of telling you something's not 100% here. So let's change up what we're doing. This is not working for me. That's not. Your body talks to you. So just sit down a bit and listen to it.
Okay, we quickly want to move on to also people that has limitation with regards to exercise. So there's arthritis, they cannot run, they decide to take a walk. What is the pace that they should be going, and what is your advice for those with that niggles in their body?
Again, it's listening to your body. So everyone's pace will be different. Someone with arthritis might be able to run a bit faster than the other person with arthritis. So listen to your body, understand your body, understand what aches, and when you do specific things that it aches. If you're doing something and it's hurting, stop doing that exercise and find another way around. There's so many exercises out there. Find another way around doing what you need to do without injuring yourself. Again, pain is the body's kind of phone call to you to say, hey, listen, I'm not too good. I need a bit of a breather. And you need to listen to this pain. Don't push through the pain. Please don't push through the pain. It's your body's way of telling you, I just need to stop.
Reading up about this, I found an interesting sort of page for sciatica, and that's quite painful. And yet there are actually exercises for that. So I want to get to that, exercises specifically for those that have ailments. We are taking your calls live. Please do call us. Remember to turn down that volume when you call us, otherwise we cannot hear you. This is Health Matters, and we're talking about a new, happy, healthier you for 2019. Back in a moment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to Health Matters. New, healthy, happy you starts with fitness, exercise, eating good for 2019. Welcome back. We have our fitness expert in studio with us. So remember, we are taking your calls, so please turn down that volumes, otherwise we will not be able to hear you. The line. We have a caller online. Health Matters, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, where are you calling us from?
From Cape Town.
Okay, you may pose a question.
I'd like to ask the fitness person, if you are a hypothyroid patient,
yes,
and you gain weight because you're hypothyroid, and you get tired very easily, and you can't control that. No matter what you're trying to eat or how you're trying to reduce weight, you just keep on gaining. What would you say to a person like that, inshallah? Shukran.
Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Shukran so much for your call. For your call. All the best. Assalamu alaikum.
Unfortunately, when it comes to a chronic illness like that, you have to go to a medical practitioner to get the right medication to curb the illness that you have.
Yeah.
From there, you need to then sit with a nutritionist and work out what exactly it is that you can eat, when you can eat it, and how you can eat it. So when it comes to something like this, you need to seek professional help in different fields.
Yeah.
So you'd go first from your medical practitioner. From there, you would go to your nutritionist, and from there, you would go to a personal trainer, and then combine all three together, and there's no way that you're going to give your body a chance to put on weight then.
So just quickly, for that person, are they able to do a specific exercise, though, for them to possibly lose weight?
Well, any exercise will help them
Okay.
curb the fat. However, you need to then have the medication in place to fix the thyroid up.
Okay, the
And then the
medication,
diet
sure.
in place to be able to fix exactly what's happening in your body to release the correct hormones, and then throwing exercise into it.
Inshallah, all the best to that thyroid. We are having a special show next week, inshallah, on thyroid, so please watch out for that. But moving on, diet, exercise, now sleep. With the exercise comes sleep. I did say we were going to do the sciatica thing, because there are specific people with chronic illnesses. And, okay, we've got to call it quickly. Health Matters, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, you live on air. Do you have a question?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, I've got a question.
You may go
Assalamu
ahead,
alaikum.
sir. Wa alaikum salam. But go ahead.
What I wanted to ask you is about the, if we have a cholesterol buildup, and then if you have to exercise without having it checked, what can be the side effects of that if you are running or jogging or whatever the case is? Can a clot by any chance move up, released by the form of exercise?
Okay, so if your cholesterol...
Do you have a
No,
question?
no.
Jazakallah for your question. You may listen on screen, on your television.
Yes, I'll do that, okay?
Alaikum salam.
Islam.
So again, when it comes to these illnesses, it's very important to go for a full medical checkup before you attempt any physical exercise at all, because then you will be given your limitations of what you are allowed to do and what you aren't allowed to do. We don't know what our bodies are doing on the inside, and like you said with the runner who had the heart attack, he had no clue what his body was doing on the inside. So before, whether you're healthy or not, before you want to start a physical journey and you are a bit unsure whether your health can handle it, go for a full physical checkup.
Okay.
And your medical practitioner will then give you a complete breakdown, which you can then hand to a personal trainer or fitness consultant, who then can guide you through what levels you need to be on and how you need to build those levels up. And again, with cholesterol, there's medication, but you need to change your eating habits. And that is the biggest problem when it comes to cholesterol, is our eating is completely wrong. And that is why there's that cholesterol buildup.
Absolutely. Okay, so with a good diet, exercise, we also get... we've got another caller. Health Matters, Assalamu alaikum. You may go ahead with your question. This is Health Matters. Our fitness expert is in studio. Do you have a question for him?
Hello.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
You may go ahead with your question.
Rabia speaking.
Yes,
here.
Auntie Rabia, you may go ahead.
Yes, I like to tell you something, both of you all.
Yes?
You see, the point is that Allah Subhanahu, you must smile. Your smile is a charity, and your barakat and your sign is the barakat. Our holy Quran, Surah Yasin, is your heart. May Allah give you health and strength, sabr and shukr. Sometimes some people hurt you or they tell you off. Tell them I will make dua for you all.
Amen.
Lovely.
Jazakallah.
I make dua for you. May Allah give you good health.
Jazakallah, Auntie Rabia.
Sometimes they don't like to talk to you, but I fill them with kindness.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Good
Jazakallah.
mind. Jazakallah, Auntie
Great
Rabia.
advice.
Some wise words there from
Wise words,
our
definitely.
elderly. So moving on to exercise, mindset, diet, you have to think about your sleep. If you're not good in getting good sleep, what's happening?
So I equate it all to an electrical circuit. I compare it to an electrical circuit. So the gym would be your light switch, and you can switch it on and off the entire day and nothing will happen. And you need power running behind that light switch, which is your diet, which will then give the power to the light that we need. However, if there's no globe, there's no light coming on.
Yes.
And that globe is your sleep. So remember, when we switch that switch on and no light comes on, the first thing we check is the globe. So why don't we check our sleep first? There was a study done in the University of California where they took 10 students on each side, and they gave each one of them the exact same calorie deficit, the exact same training program, but they gave one side 8 hours of sleep and the other side 5 hours of sleep. And the side that had 8 hours of sleep had 55% more weight loss. 55% more weight loss.
Sure,
That is
3
how
hours
important
difference.
sleep is.
Absolutely. We've got another caller online. Health Matters, Assalamu alaikum. Very good evening. Hello?
Salam.
Wa alaikum
Assalamu
salam.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Please go ahead with your question, sir.
I'd just like to ask the speaker, how does he manage to stay so positive all the time? Is it food, the fitness, or the people he spends his time with? Allah and Jazakallah.
Jazakallah for your question, sir. All the best. I didn't ask you that one.
No, you don't. So positivity is something
Yeah.
that you got to feed yourself every single day. It's something you have to work on every day. Newton's law of motion says an object will remain in motion until acted upon by an opposing force. And just like that, positive will remain in motion until you put a negative in front of it. When that negative kicks in, you got to then say, you know what? I actually have good friends around me who are going to lift me up. And those are the type of people you want to be around. You got to be grateful for those people. You want to spend every day with these kind of people who pick you up when you are down and show you why it's good to be positive.
And you are. You walked in here, I looked at you, you smiled, and you made me feel good. Alhamdulillah, you're making all our viewers feel good. Shukr Allah. So, okay, so sleep. Let's get back to that. As you mentioned, if you're not getting the good sleep, 8 hours minimum.
Let me just break this down into a nutshell. Our bodies work on a biological clock.
Okay.
And how that works is from sunrise to sunset. Our bodies know it's daytime. After sunset, we release different hormones because our bodies know it's nighttime. Light is measured in a thing called lux. And lux, basically, our bodies respond to lux, letting us know whether it's nighttime or daytime. Now, a fully lit office will give you about 3,000 or 4,000 lux. And a completely dark room will give you 10 lux.
Okay.
However, 5 minutes in the sun will give you 30,000 lux. And then our body understands when it's day and night.
Yeah.
And according to South African times, our sun sets around 7 o'clock on average,
Yes.
6 to 7 o'clock. Around 10 till 2 in the morning, our bodies are releasing those hormones that repair our bodies, that burn fat, that do any of those. So we want to be asleep at that time. It's not just about getting 8 hours, it's about getting 8 hours at the correct time.
Okay.
We want to be asleep again, sunnat. After Isha, wake up for tahajjud. It's the
I
right
was
way.
going to ask that. Okay, we've got another caller online. Health Matters, Assalamu alaikum. Very good evening.
Wa alaikum salam, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, and yourself?
Alhamdulillah.
Go ahead with your question. You
You
may go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
I would like to ask a question.
Yes, Mohammed Zinsi,
I'm listening.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir, with your question. Mohammed, speak to him.
Yeah, go ahead with the question. I'm here, I'm listening.
Assalamu alaikum. Is that Mohammed?
Yes, it is. Walaikum salam.
Mohammed, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, yourself?
Lovely. Mohammed, I want to ask you a question. I know you take part or you involve yourself with a lot of charity work. And I also see there's a hike that you're doing that's coming weekend. What motivates you to do such challenges?
Well, it's not so much of a challenge. I just want to take people out there. I want them to enjoy nature. I want them to enjoy physical activity. And I want them to appreciate the beauty that Allah has put around us. You know, hiking, getting out in the mountains has been a passion of mine for a very long time. And if we can use it to do good work, to get the charity, to get people out there, it's helping people that are coming with us because they'll appreciate their body and what the body is capable of doing. And it's helping those that we want to help, those in need, which we are put on this earth for that purpose, to help everyone around us.
Brilliant question, sir. Shukran.
Exactly.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam. Let's get to women. Women sometimes have a challenge after the baby's born. They get so busy with her and they don't look after this. They're not able to look after this. There's always just this limit. And then there's also going to the gym. That's a restriction for them. And also going outside. They need to be covered. There's certain. So let's talk about women and losing weight and gymming and being comfortable in their surroundings.
So again, first, like you said, you can lose weight without gymming.
Okay.
You just need to eat properly.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse in terms of eating properly. There is absolutely no excuse. So start with that. So
Okay.
if you don't have time to do any physical activity, don't worry, the kids will keep you running. So that will be your physical activity, enough of physical activity. But make sure you get that eating correct. And I know it's a bit difficult when it comes to the sleeping, especially with new moms, with the babies. It is a bit difficult when it comes to sleeping, but try and get one thing every single day in order. Okay, again, I'm not going to eat junk today because I need to look after myself. 15 years down the line, I still want to be running with my children. And this is the way we got to look at it. Stop looking at your health today. It can be here today and it can be gone tomorrow because of our negligence. You know, Allah says in the Quran, do not let your hands be your own destruction. And that ayat has so much of meaning in it. And by us putting junk food into our mouth and destroying what is an amanat given to us by Allah, we're doing an injustice to ourselves and to everyone around us as well.
Absolutely. So I so much wanted to end with that because it was a beautiful ending to a brilliant show. But just quickly, to wrap up everything, our fitness, our health, our mind, our bodies, and this is, inshallah, the year that we are going to make the change, and the entire family, get everybody with. What is your concluding comments for this evening?
You know, those who know me will know that I say this very often, but there's three things that you need to get into alignment. You need to get your head, your heart, and your hand in alignment. And good thoughts, good intentions, good mindset, positive mindset, that's getting your head in alignment. Your heart, your intentions need to be clean. You need to be good to those around you. You need to be willing to help those around you who are struggling, and also help yourself, because your heart is there and you need to find yourself before you can help anyone else.
Absolutely.
And your actions, of course. Your actions are very important when it comes to helping everyone, to helping yourself again. And when you have all three in alignment, head, heart, and hand, you can't go wrong.
Absolutely. Jazakallah so much for your time. Please give us your page, the Big Hawk information again, and the hiking information again, where people can get hold of you.
Okay, it's Motivation Essay on Instagram.
Okay.
The hiking information is on there. I will be posting it up again. There are a few spots available for this hike. It's going to be an unbelievable one. Get yourself
This weekend?
fit. It's this weekend on Sunday.
Okay.
Get yourself fit, get yourself active. It's all for a good cause. It's for charity, it's for water, and it's basically a hike for water, but bring your water with, because you're going to need it on this hike. You'll see everything on my page, whether it's my motivational talks or whether it is my fitness related things, and you can get hold of me on Instagram. And yeah, I guess that's the easiest way to do it today with technology.
Motivation
Essay.
Motivation Essay, that's your page. Jazakallah, Muhammad Kasim, for your time, for your inspiration, for your yes positive attitude. We appreciate it for this evening, and hopefully to our viewers as well, it's vibrating to them. Jazakallah again. All the best, and assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
There we have it. Muhammad Kasim, our fitness life coach expert, in studio with us, and also the founder of Motivation. Well, if you like any of those details, please contact our office number, and inshallah we'll get it through to you. But next week, watch out for the thyroid show, and also any mental awareness that's happening as well on the show on Health Matters. From myself, Hawa Solomon, have a good evening and a happy year forward. Set those goals little bit at a time. Less sugar today, more water tomorrow. Inshallah, it will happen. Wassalamu alaikum and good evening for now.